My name is Kate, and I'm a self-employed mother of two young children, and I've lived in Medway since the age of 5, and here in Twiddle for the past 5.5 years. I'm a passionate member of this community, and I'm here today to represent all of those in Raynham and Twiddle whom, like me, are raising children in what could arguably be the most difficult time in any of our lives. The past 2 years have been somewhat of a paradigm shift for me, as I've come to terms with what the fight lays before us, a fight for the successful continuation of ours and thousands of other species. Never before has the care of the natural world been so important. So today, I would like to talk to you about the irreversible destruction that this proposed development would have on the environment, the ecology, and the biodiversity of this area, something which biodiversity net gain cannot make up for. You will of course seen the analysis from environmental experts who reviewed the original application. Natural England noted that this application could have potential significant effects on the Medway Estuary and Marshes site of special scientific interest, special protection area and wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention and the Medway Estuary Marine Conservation Zone. Kent County Council's Ecological Advice Service said the proposed development will negatively impact the site boundaries and species present due to an increase in disturbance from a number of factors, including increasing lighting, noise and recreational pressure. And Kent County Council's archaeological team noted that we have concerns about the impact of the development on historic landscape character and the setting of designated assets, including impacts on the setting of two conservation areas and individually listed buildings. In fact, there was not a single environmental professional that the appellant consulted who thinks that this is a viable site, because this is an attack on local protected sites. The appellant wants to destroy 60,000 apple trees and 7 kilometres of ancient hedgerow, replacing prime agricultural land with nearly 50 hectares of concrete. Yes, they will plant a few trees and create some borders and grass, but this will not be sufficient, and it will have a severe and negative impact on nearby protected sites such as the estuary and the marshes. Even the appellant in their appeal submission have admitted that the effect on the landscape will be major. And they are not my words. I quote directly from their documentation, where they have admitted that this 10-year development will create a major adverse effect on local landscape. They go on to state that they expect the adverse effects to reduce to moderate after 15 years. And this is 15 years after the 10-year construction period. But of course, this is irreversible. It's total destruction by the appellant. It would be finite and forever, a grave to the orchards which once gave life. And what about the health of our residents? The pollution generated from the construction trucks and the HGVs for a decade, in addition to the 2,000 more cars from the new residents, which will significantly add to the pollution footprint of the area. In May 2018, the World Health Organization cited Medway, Gillingham, as being the 4th worst town in the country for air pollution. This puts us 16 places above London. Medway Council's 2018 Air Quality Status Report cited the main source of air pollution in the district is road traffic emissions from major roads, including the M2 and the A2. It goes on to say that Medway suffers from significant congestion. The report concludes by saying road traffic is the dominant source of pollution, and reducing road traffic emissions is therefore the key air quality priority. Another significant challenge is accommodating the large demand for development in Medway, and this is likely to put existing areas of poor air quality under additional pressure. But how can we quantify the damage that this development will do to the local area and the planet as a whole? Well, according to the Climate Change Committee, who advised the UK government, the BSHF and the Empty Homes Agency, the construction of and subsequent 50 years of living in 1,250 brick-built homes will generate emissions equivalent to 332,500 tonnes of carbon dioxide. We absolutely recognise that housing development will impact the environment and that social housing is needed in Medway. But the level of the harm to the ecosystems, character and appearance of the local environment and the harm it does to our health must be balanced against the social and economic benefits of this development. And the truth is that against the backdrop of the Medway local plan, which we're assured by Medway Council will meet the government's overestimated full local housing need, a 1,250 home housing development that will permanently impact the environment, creates 50 hectares of concrete, worsens air quality, impacts sites of special scientific interest and Ramsar zones, of which there are only 73 in the whole of the UK, reduces our ability to provide UK grown fruit to our own citizens and those that we trade with, permanently prevents Lower Rainham residents from having the future security that would come from being able to grow any kind of produce themselves on this site in the future, would provide little to no benefit to local residents, and it must be seen simply as financially profiteering application and no more. AC Gotham and Son have themselves claimed to be the custodian of this land which has existed as fertile agricultural land since at least 1869, and land which is more valuable to our national security than the 189 million that this land would be worth if planning permission is granted here, and significantly more than the estimated 500 million that the properties on this site would generate in income. Put simply, this is about turning our precious soil into banknotes and nothing more. In summary, there is always scope to build houses and meet local housing needs on sites that are far better suited to development and where the impact will not be as disastrous and long-lasting. Such sites may require more innovative thinking or result in lower profit margins. But at a time where climate change and mental well-being is very much at the forefront of our society, surely such options are a better way to go. Better for individuals, better for the heritage of our town, and better for the planet as a whole. We would like to end by sharing with you a video which we have created with the community to try and capture the emotion, the passion, the journey, and the ludicrousy of this application. And I would like to also take the opportunity to thank my fellow steering group members and everyone within the Facebook group and our community pages that have fought tirelessly for over 2 years to prevent this from happening. So with